Now, you've made award, you've established BPAs. Now you have to notify the unsuccessful offerers. The FAR requires that agencies provide timely notification to unsuccessful scheduled contractors, though there's no real definition as to what is considered timely. So in that case, we just recommend that you use your best judgment. If requested by an unsuccessful offerer, agencies must provide a brief explanation of the basis for the award decision if the award of the BPA is based on factors other than price alone. Note that full debriefs, as mentioned in FAR Part 15, they're not applicable, nor are they required on schedule requirements. Recently, the FAR 8.404 also made it clear that protest procedures found in FAR Subpart 33.1 are applicable to the establishment of BPAs against the scheduled contracts. Now, price reductions. BPAs offer a great opportunity for greater discounts due to the potential volume of orders that will go through that BPA. However, vendors are not required to offer these volume discounts. FAR 8.405-4 requires agencies ordering activities to seek a price reduction when the BPA exceeds the SAT. Of course, price reductions may be requested at any time before placing an order or in conjunction with an annual BPA review, which I will go into more detail later, in addition to establishing a BPA. Some reasons for requesting price reductions include, say the CO is aware that the service or supply is available elsewhere at a lower price, or because they believe the order is large enough to warrant a price reduction. Now, keep in mind, as we go through this, that yes, you are required to ask for a price reduction when your BPA exceeds the SAT, and yes, you can ask for, contracting officers, agencies can ask for price reductions at any other time, but a contractor is not obligated to provide these price reductions. But there is an instance where you're required to ask for it, and it's always recommended that a CO ask for it. It can't hurt to ask, right? And any additional discounts that are obtained under your scheduled BPA needs to be clearly identified in the BPA. And you can identify this discount in any way that's appropriate to that BPA. You can do it as a percentage reduction of the scheduled price list or a completely new price list, reduced price list. Scheduled contractors are not required to pass on to all scheduled users a price reductions that they extended to an individual ordering activity. So if vendor scheduled contractor A gives agency B a price reduction, that doesn't mean they have to give agency C, agency D, agency F that same price reduction. Now, what goes into a BPA? As a matter of best practice, we recommend that you make sure the following elements are addressed in the BPA. If it's a multi-agency BPA, make sure you identify the participating agencies and their estimated requirements at the time the BPA is established. You should address the BPA period of performance, the ordering frequency or the expected ordering frequency, the delivery or performance period of that BPA. If it's a single agency BPA, the estimated requirements of that agency, the delivery or performance locations of that BPA, and invoicing procedures, such as where to send invoices and what the terms are as it applies to whether to consolidate invoices or not. Now, if you can't tell the contractor answers to these questions, for instance, you don't know how often orders are going to be placed, or you don't know exact locations of where task orders against that BPA where work will occur, that's fine. You just make sure you address it. Say, to be determined in each individual order. But just make sure you address it so both you and the BPA holder are both on the same page and have the same expectations. Okay, so that was what went into the BPA document itself. Now, what goes in the BPA file? the FAR has some minimum documentation requirements for BPA files. And all the ones you see on the screen are what's required. So the documentation, the file needs to include documentation supporting the number of BPAs that you awarded, basically single award, your rationale for doing a single award versus a multiple award, a list of all scheduled contractors considered for that scheduled BPA or BPAs, noting the contractor to which the BPA was awarded, a description of the supply or service covered by that BPA, the pricing that's awarded under that BPA, the basis of the award decision. How did you determine which winner presented best value, including your evaluation methodology and the rationale for any trade-offs and a price reasonableness determination for services that require a statement of work. The BPA file also needs to include evidence that the competitive procedures were followed. That's basically saying, show me how you posted your RFQ to eBuy, or show me how you sent your RFQ to enough vendors to where you got 3 quotes back. And for single award BPAs that exceed $103 million, the agency head determination. The other documentation requirements include the rationale for authorizing anything other than a performance-based statement of work, and the results of annual reviews. Note that all scheduled BPAs must be reviewed annually. Now, it's critical for single award BPAs, but it's still required of multiple award BPAs also, and mostly to determine whether to extend the period of performance for your BPA.